Welcome to Amaka Intellectual Factory, where I host podcasts and many other interesting stuff. I bet you didn't know that Chuck Norris's birth name is actually Carlos Ray Norris. Yeah, I'm starting my book review like that. If it shocked you, I was shocked too. The Carlos comes from Reverend Carlos Berry, his family local minister at Ryan, Oklahoma. Ray is his father's name. Chuck is actually a nickname he got while in the Air Force, and he just stuck with it. A quick internet search shows that Carlos, obviously, is a masculine given name and is the Maltese, Portuguese, and Spanish variant of the English name Charles, from the Nordic Germanic Karl. Isn't that amazing? We learn every day. I enjoyed reading this book, and even though the year is still very young, it is definitely one of my favorite reads this year. It is a well-written book. Just as I said in my last video on this book by Chuck Norris, The Secret Power Within, Zen Solutions to Real Problems. This book falls under Eastern philosophy. Zen teachings are part of what American and European academics classify as Eastern philosophy or Asian philosophy. Even before I fully understood the meaning of Zen, whenever I was in a calm and focused state of mind, I would usually say that I was in my Zen mode. Turns out, that's exactly what Zen means. And with Zen, you get to this state of calmness, focus, insight, and even intuition through meditation. This reminds me of the books I bought around 2016 of an Igbo author, Uzoma Nwosu, MD. His writings focus on the health benefits of taking deep breaths or meditation through deep breaths and its relationship to the concept of Chi in Igbo cosmology and philosophy of life. Chi has many related meanings in Igbo cosmology and philosophy. Same as Eastern or Asian philosophy, Chi also means energy in Igbo cosmology and philosophy. I have Uzoma Nwosu MD's books on Chi and meditation. I also have his DVD on breathing.
The main purpose of this CD is to introduce you to Igbo healing breath practices. We all know the lungs as the organ of gas exchange, but it has powerful healing potential that has been tapped by humans for thousands of years. You may ask, how can the lungs be used in healing? The process is simple. A normal person takes about 12 to 20 breaths a minute. This is what is considered acceptable. Unfortunately, at this rate of breathing, many of the air sacs in the lungs are not utilized for gas exchange. However, when we slow the breath to about 5 breaths a minute, we're able to engage many of those underutilized air sacs in the lungs. These air sacs are known as alveoli. In order to achieve this, we need to take longer and deeper breaths and slower exhales. You may also ask, how can slowing down my breath rate cause healing? The science behind this comes from an understanding of the autonomic nervous system that regulates body functions. It has 2 branches, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic branches.
I like that Dr. Uzoma Nwosu's writings on Igbo Chi and meditation are accompanied by modern medical evidence. He is an American-trained scientist and works at Holt Institute of Medicine, somewhere in the United States. Here's a short clip of one of his interviews with Sahara reporters.
Welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Rodolfo Okonkwo. Today we have a fascinating guest and a special topic. Our guest today is Dr. Uzoma Nwosu. Dr. Nwosu, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you very much.
Now, Dr. Nwosu is a scientist and he works at Holt Institute of Medicine. And now you wrote a very fascinating book called Igbo Voices, Hidden Wisdom from the ancient language. And I'm wondering, how did you pick interest in the language, the Igbo language?
Well, I read a couple of books. One of the main books I read was Nri, Warriors of Peace. And after reading the book, I concluded that the Igbos must have had a very sophisticated ancient civilization. And I came to this conclusion based on how he described the function of the Nze and also priests. And basically those words Nze and also contained the function of those priests. That verb Ze, Nze, and the verb Zo and also actually describe the functions of those priests. So what I did is that I looked at other Igbo words, and one word I looked at is the word for lungs, Ngogo, which is from the verb gogo, which means to console, which means that the Igbos were aware that the lungs can be used in healing. And I spoke to a psychiatrist who confirmed that the lungs can be used in healing. And since then, I picked more interest. I analyzed so many different words.
Wow. Now, let's begin by really asking, who are the Igbo people? For those who do not know, our audience who are watching, who are the Igbo people? How did they get to where they are?
Well, the Igbos are one of the major tribes in Nigeria. They are one of the top 3 major tribes in Nigeria. They are also found in Cameroon and some other countries like Equatorial Guinea. And of course, in the modern world, there are plenty of Igbos in the United States and the United Kingdom. Some say the Igbos are related to the ancient Hebrews. Personally, I do not have any evidence to suggest that. But by analyzing the words, I could say that they must have come from a highly sophisticated civilization.
Yeah, you talked about this being the Igbo language having technology embedded in the language. What do you mean by that?
But back to Chuck Norris. Dr. Uzoma Nwosu's books would have their day on this channel. Chuck Norris's book does a great job in the application of Asian philosophy to our everyday life. The book is such a good read and was a bestseller when it was originally published. I feel books like this should stay bestsellers forever. That's why in my book collection, you're gonna find a lot of books like this, but then by not so popular authors. I want to use this opportunity to encourage people who come across great books like this to bring them to a larger audience. And that's part of the aim of this channel, Amaka Intellectual Factory. Part of how you improve your intellect is through reading good books like this. And if you were an author or considering becoming one, books like this would give you a lot of material for your creative writing. The book essentially teaches you how to be calm and how to navigate through life without the distractions of life's problems. If you're not too familiar with Asian philosophy, don't let that discourage you. You would still enjoy this book. Asian philosophy is definitely a genre of philosophy I would encourage everyone to study and learn, either through school or just reading. In fact, you would find Asian philosophy more relevant to your life with the state of things in the world right now. I'm not gonna go too deep on things he touched on, but I will touch on what he wrote on shadow warriors. He wrote on how ninjas were notoriously known as shadow warriors because they practiced ninjutsu, the art of invisibility. Chuck Norris wrote, they were also skilled masters of disguise, specialists in the art of assassination and fomenting wars, usually leaving no traces behind that would associate them with their foul deeds. But shadow warriors are no joke, especially when they take the form of lawyers, friends, and advisors to one or both of the parties who were having a problem. One of the problems in dealing with shadow warriors is that their presence may be unknown to you. The reality of shadow warriors is something I am very interested in because it explains why there is so much malevolence in the world. And Asian philosophy arms me with the required or requisite attitude and approach to a world full of shadow warriors. And if you familiarize yourself with Asian philosophy and the many applications of it to our lives, you will develop the ability to increasingly quiet the storm in your life. This is not a paid promotion. Chuck Norris doesn't know me. Well, maybe after this book review he would. I don't know. All I know is, if you are contemplating on what book to read that is somewhat philosophical, but not too technical, enjoyable, and helpful to your life, then you should consider reading this book. Well, that's all I have to say for now. Until next time, take care of your lovely selves. And remember, life is beautiful and worth living.